Hey there, it's Robert the Sampleist, and today we'll be checking out Guitar Odyssey by Naroth Audio. Guitar Odyssey is a very different guitar library as it uses their own engine and context to create very cinematic sounds that can fit just about any type of film project as they take the guitar and what you know of it and expand it and mold it in very, very different ways. Guitar Odyssey has a whopping 200 presets, with a lot of modulation options and sound sources to make your own unique sound. At the time of this recording, Guitar Odyssey is currently having an introductory sale for $149 US, with the full price being $199 US. The download size is 7.17 gigabytes, is installed through native access, and can be run with the latest version of the free Kontakt player, or the full version of Kontakt 6.61 or later. Keep in mind the free Kontakt player has to be the latest version. In this video, we'll be going through some of the presets of Guitar Odyssey, do an overview of the library and the composition. We'll hear this crazy guitar library in context. I'm looking forward to going through this with you, so let's go. Before we start diving into the overview, I do need to state that while the library has been provided to us by Naroth Audio at no charge, they are in no way influencing my thoughts and opinions on the library, and the developer has had no input or previous visibility into the video before we put it out. With that being said, let's go. Alright, so here we are with Guitar Odyssey open, and just look at the opening image here. This is different than what I'm used to for Kontakt libraries. It looks so good. So let's get started. I'm going to get away from this window at times because, as you'll see, we can go through so many differently. We can edit things, we can adjust so many things here, and we can change our presets here. However, as you can see, actually, before I continue and get too ahead of myself, you can choose things by different tags, which is really cool. And there's even a user option, which is great. So you can just find your own. Not really UI stuff yet, just something to consider when dealing with the presets. So let's go back into the main screen and we will come back and forth here. So let's just start with the moon-shaped pool. Now that's a really cool way to start something that sounds more open. And as you see what I did, I just added some dissonance here just to see what would happen. And then it could get really, really crazy. All right, let's go on to Acid Rain. And something also to keep in mind, you just saw that it said loading, and you'll see that when changing things here because there's a lot of different things changing with each one of these presets. And also, you can pick your presets here. And as you can see, I'm moving the mod wheel, and all of these knobs are moving. Right now it says open up. So let's look and see. Looks like I'm just opening up the filter and messing with the EQ. All right, so next. More loading. Nothing wrong with that though. All right, Anthem of Morning. Pretty cool sound. Let's see what happens if we go low. I went too low. What happened at the end there is that I went up an octave, which you probably saw below in the keyboard area. All right, that's a really big sound. Let's put a star there. Favorite that one, which I can find like that. Anyways, back to this. This is a really powerful engine considering you have to have the loading screen for this. Like, there's so many things. When we get to the UI part, you're really going to see how much is going on here. I can see myself using this a lot. Next, let's go to blown speaker arps. This is going to be interesting. Let's go to the main screen. That's really cool. So the mod wheel is affecting the sustain, the filter, and the balance here. All right. Let's check out Broken Record. Now that's an interesting one. Center agent. What's this one going to sound like? Let's see. I really like how with the mod wheel I can affect how each note can be played there with changing the filter and all that. That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. For me, I would put a lot of reverb in there and just blow it out. And considering I like doing that, put some black hole. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with that. That is insane. I have to save that. I'm sure there's going to be many more in between that I'll be saving too, but as we go along, wow. That with the reverb of black hole. Oof. turn off the black hole crunch roller. Give this to Hans Zimmer or something, or someone like that. Oh boy, I can only imagine what type of awesome cue he would write. Or she. Someone who has that epic type of sound. Dark Satellite. This has a more atmospheric soundscapey tone, which is really cool. I can see myself using this for a lot of things. As you'll see here, nothing is going on as I adjust the mod wheel. So if you see these as empty, there's a chance there's nothing going on. Let's do De La Lune. So when the mod wheel's all the way down, it's just more straightforward. That's without. Now let's add all the mod wheel all the way up. That is beautiful. Did you love her? Looks like the mod was all the way up, so let's bring it down. Or halfway. The way I just played that, I could probably use that for something really good. Man, just man. We're only in the 50s now. These guys did a great job. I will admit, I haven't heard of this company before, and I'm wishing I had. This is really good. See how this looks. So we have dark and light. So that was the lowest key. Let's go pretty high here and see what's up. Very ethereal to me, but also spooky. Well, that was interesting coming out. Let's try it out. Interesting. Let's move on. We have to skip ahead here. Fjordan's Stillet. Still yet? Not sure. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I didn't change it. I just favorited it. Something to keep in mind when you're playing around with this. Nice ethereal sound. Let's try Gargoyle. Ominous and dark. I like it. Haunted Funhouse. Haunted Funhouse. Very ominous. Let's do Ion Chamber. Now it looks like it's not showing me really what's being affected. Now it looks like the EQ at least is being impacted in some way. And maybe the distortion. And I guess the delay as well. I might be wrong though. This has an edgier sound. I like edgy sounds because once you put it in a good reverb, it really for me hits home. Turned on Black Hole for that one. Next, let's try Jurassic Fury. The name's got me intrigued. Okay. I could see this being used for a horror album. At least maybe a horror trailery or library type of album. All right, Limit Break. To me, it has a pretty cool hip-hoppy tone to it. filter really being affected. I could use something like this for some scenes that require like might have need a cool groove, hip hoppy groove to it. That sounds really cool. Mars execution. Now I'm wondering if that's happening because I don't let the instruments fully die out. I'm not sure. Doesn't bother me. It's just something I've noticed. Yes, now that is an awesome sound. Put a big reverb in that right now. What a difference. Wow. Sounds awesome without the reverb, but with the big reverb. Oof. All right. Milky Way. That sounds that sounds lovely. So let me explain a little bit of why favoriting these. I'm favoriting them because I want to try to really go through the ones that to me are making me think of ideas right away. Because I do have a composition to write for you guys, so I want to make sure I get that going. So that way, I have things that really inspire me right away. Mosquito. Now that's a name. If I'm scoring a film or a game or something that has a character that's like not a good guy or something like that, or someone that's suspicious, this is the sound I'm going to use. Wow, now that they just nailed that to me for someone who is not the best type of person. No surprises. I feel like I could star all of these. Panorama mood. This to me has a really big sci-fi film sound. So let's make it bigger. Add the black hole in for fun. What a beautiful sound. Just just wow. I have no idea how much time they put into all of this, but they did great work on these sounds that we're going through right now. That's an interesting sound. I'm more of the I really like the arp in it. Let's go to the next one here. Rock Brahm. Hmm. Oh wow, the range got shortened a good bit. Wow. Now let's do it again, messing with the filter, because it starts off around the middle. Pretty cool. All right, we're almost there. A lot of good sounds. A lot of good sounds. That one seems more sound effect based. Pretty cool. Six stringed nebula. Pretty cool. More like a long, stringy synth sound. At least to me, that's what it sounds like. Specimen 23. Hmm. Now, you probably noticed I just messed with the pitch bend. I really like the sound. Simple to the point. I like it. Can kind of make a signature sound with it if I mess around with it some more. Next, the stray truth. Well, just stray truth. This is a interesting sound. I could see this being used for a more melodic percussive sound. Let's check out Sunspot. Very staticky. I put a black hole or a big reverb with that to so that way the static doesn't get too hard on the ear. The hero we need, not the one we deserve. Anger. Oh my god. That sounds pretty cool. I like turning black hole on. If you've seen the other videos I've done for the sample list, you'll notice I like putting black hole on things just so we can all hear how it sounds with a big reverb. It does sure bring the anger. Tornado Watch. Oh yeah. Sure sounds like it. Forgot to mention these are more velocity sensitive. Let's go to Uncanny Valley. So at first I was just playing different velocities so you can tell the difference, but this might not have been the best patch to do it with because there's a lot going on. Sorry about that. Let's go to Xenonot. For a sound like this, I would definitely use it for something more atmospheric, but yet it can show harshness, if you know what I mean. Let's do Zenith or Zenith. Never really sure how to pronounce that. You know what's coming? Black hole. Pretty cool sound. And last, but certainly not least, number 200, 9-volt power cell. Let me turn off black hole. I want to play it with something messing with the sound. That sounds cool. Now I'm putting on black hole. So yeah, that does it. There are a lot of good sounds here, lots of them. And as you first go through these, I hope going through these sounds will inspire ideas in your head like they did with me as I went through this just now. Because there's a lot of different ideas going through my head right now, going through this. This is incredibly cinematic. Oh my goodness. Like this just knocks it out the park. So, and it does it for this section. Next, we're going to go into the UI, and there is a lot to cover. So let's go. All right, so here we are with Guitar Odyssey. I have the blank patch open here. And so for us to go through the UI, I figured let's just make a random patch. Why not? So let's just start from here. Of course, we have the really cool screen here. Even the Guitar Odyssey moves here. Look at that. You have your presets here. Click that and it goes to all the presets. You have your tags, which I mentioned before. You can save presets that you make. Here, up here, it'll show you the info for different things you click, which is cool. And then over here, see these lights. Right now there's 4 lights lit up, and that means you have 4 different layers. Press the top one, you're only working with 2 layers. So if you don't want to have all those extra layers, you just press that to have the 2. Let's go back to 4. So I should also say, you don't want to have to press a key every time you play. Every time you want to look through the patches, turn this on. Where is that volume? Yeah, so it just previews things, which is nice. Next, we're back here. So let's go to edit. And for this, we're going to click empty layer. Now this wasn't included in the presets section because this is where a good chunk of what the presets are made of. We're going under the hood here, and look at all these different samples. You can use all of these to help make your sound. And if you want something in particular, they even have tags. They really worked hard to get good metadata here for this to make it easier for you. So let's do something aggressive. Let's turn on preview. Raise the volume so you can hear the preview better. Let's start with Nail Biter. Why not? So we have Nail Biter open. So we have Nail Biter open. I'm going to lower the volume again. So you can get loud from, like, the previews could be pretty soft, but once you start pressing a key, it can get pretty loud here. So I'm going to lower this a little more. Okay, so we have Nail Biter. Now let's just edit Nail Biter for now. So let's go through our controls here. We have the attack. Our decay, sustain release, we know how that is. Let's mess around with the pitch control here. I think that's pretty cool. What happens? Let's just toy around with that. Ooh, I accidentally clicked that. We have a global envelope button. This will allow all keys, all layers to be edited together. I'm going to say no for now because we only have one layer. Interesting. All right, I'm going to turn that off. Let's get the filter on, see what's up. Let me just press no. Sorry with that C. Really hear a difference. Whoa, we have so many different types. Filters. Let me see. I'm going to pick. I like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there, right? I'm going to hard attack. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click this, the on switch, and I'm going to put macro 1. So let's hover over these 3 controls that just showed up. So here we have sets the modulation range. Pretty good range. This shows you the selection window again if you want to change it. And this inverts the signal. Whoa, look at that. Let's see what happens. Let's invert it. So that would be cool. You have different layers that they want coming out while others come in when you just move the mod wheel. That's really cool because then you can make a sound really evolve as you go along. I'm going to put that there for now. I'm also going to shift that around because I want some sound to come out when I press a key with the mod wheel all the way at 0. See what I mean? All right. Next, we are going to look at the sample section. So you can edit the start position. You can change the velocity sensitivity. I'll put it up near the top. You can adjust the number of voices. Let's detune it. It's sounding crazy. I like that. You can adjust the amount of pitch. You can bend it when you feel like bending the pitch. It's just the width. All right. Keep in mind, this might not sound the best, but we are experimenting. We are looking at all the parameters here because there's a lot to unpack here. So let's do the range start for this. Let's change the ending range. And then let's turn on the cycle. Let's turn on the retrigger. Increase the speed. Kind of like that. Whoa. Sorry. There we go. I think that sounds great. And I have it bouncing, which I like. For this, I'm going to bounce it back. But when it gets to the end, it'll keep going back and forth. I like that. You can set it to loop as well, so it'll just keep going round and round. So then let's go to the grain. Now let's play the note now that we have that on. This is getting interesting. Change the offset. Make the fade in shorter. Yeah. What if we do cursor? I like that. Let's slow it down. Yeah, okay. The grain frequency. So just the size. Put it all the way to the end, just see what happens. Cool, cool. The grain volume. Kind of like that. The width. You can adjust the pitch. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it on too. Why not? Okay. So we have our one layer. Let's go to the effect. We have distortion, reverb. We have the mod effects, EQ, amplifiers, delays, filters, dynamics. Let's turn on the mod. That's more like modulation. We have chorus, choral phaser, phases. Interesting. Flanger and rotator. We can really go crazy here. So let's just turn it off for a second. Turn it on. Whoa. Should not have turned that off. So I kind of like that. Cool, cool. Next. I'm not going to put a delay because that might just go crazy. We're going to put a reverb. We have a light verb, huh? What if we do just plain reverb? Crank it up. Turn down the pre-delay. Increase the size. Lower the dampening. Let's get the modulation up. Reverb stereo, okay. I'll just leave that alone. Okay, let's try it out. Let's go back and turn off the grain. Now it sounds more chorally, at least to me. We're gonna lower the actually let's put it all the way up, see how it sounds. Sorry about that. That went a little too far. Just put that in there. Let's add the delay. This could be crazy. Sounds like an alien. It's pretty cool. Add the filter. And with that, I could easily put it with the macro here. Let's turn it off. So we're gonna turn off the reverb. And we're going to put that back up. Cool. Now, I'm going to lower the volume of this just a little bit. So now let's look here at our motion. I'm going to press retrigger for that. And we are going just leave that alone. So let's look at this fader here. Adjusting this slider upwards amplifies the sequence's dynamics, while moving it downwards diminishes them. Once set and released, these modifications become permanent. wow, okay. Well, you just saw what I did. I messed it up. No big deal. Let's do our own. Let's go through sequence first. Easy way to do a sequence. Could be better, but we are just trying different things. We have presets. Let's go to grooves. Dark club. Wow, look at all the steps. And it looks like we have different steps here too. There'll be different pitches, I should say. Different transpositions. Pretty cool. What happens if I go back here? Interesting. Next, we are going to go to the circuit. So this one's very different. And for that, let's see. This isn't the best sound for that, to be honest. So let's just get the bow. We can change different things here, like the tuning of the pitch. You can change the length of the note. You can even put triplets, which is pretty cool. You can change the velocity, and then we can turn this on and off. This here, see what it says here in the bottom. This adjusts the duration of the circuit steps note based on a percentage of its original value. Interesting. So let's just play a note and see how it goes. I feel like I made a retro beat all of a sudden. That is interesting. I feel like I made a retro beat all of a sudden. That's pretty interesting. All right. So then what if I do... Let's do that. Let's change things around. Interesting. Sounds pretty cool. Next, let's see what we can do here. So this part, there is a lot here. These are our LFOs. You can change different things here, how it will act. I almost said react, and I just clicked react. You can change the strength of the LFO, the rate, of course. Give it more of a pulse, and then the phase. This is more for the square. So I must be going crazy. So let's just put the square. Yeah, there you go. Wait, it even says that in the bottom there. Look at that. Didn't even notice that. All right, and then we can do the same thing with second LFO. We have ARPs here. We can adjust all that if we wanted to. The XY pad. You could label things however you'd like by the looks of it. There you go. You can have things restart every time you trigger a note. You can also record how you want this to be in motion, which is pretty cool. All right, that's really sweet. And you can change how long it'll go, how many bars, or even just one beat, and the speed and the time signature. That's crazy. And you have presets for it. Now this, whoa. There is a lot going on here. There's a lot. Let's see here. We have the shaper here. Affect how the macros are all being affected. And you can also edit that. You can label them. My favorite one was anger. So let's just put that there. Anger, there it is. Here's the velocity map. Don't do that. That's me just messing around. Other. Interesting. Interesting. Chaos. Randomization. That's interesting. Okay, so it sets the amount of randomness to the model. And the key tracker is the last key. And here we are with the master, which is really cool because these are more of the global effects. You can choose the same type of effects that you would choose for the single layers. You can change the monophonic or polyphonic playing for an instrument. I mean, I should say preset. You can change the global gain here. It's really cool. And you can affect it as well with the LFO or the macros. So yeah, that pretty much is it. There's a lot here. Tons of different options for modulation. You can see here with the little switches. So yeah, I've only scratched the surface. I only just used one layer. Give me a week and I can probably make a lot of sounds going through all the samples. And just to show you again, look at all these samples. There are tons of them. Tons. It sounds great. It sounds phenomenal. So the next section will be the composition. Hope you like it. All right, so here we are. I hope you like the track. Still trying to think of a good name for it. Let's just start with the first sound. Let's get right to it. So the first thing I have open is Snake Recon. And you'll notice that I have two of them. I have two of these. And the reason I have two of these is I'm still trying to figure out some of the nuances of the library. I noticed that if I had all four regions back to back to back to back, it would get out of sync. So just to be safe and make things easier for myself, I just made two tracks. So these two tracks up here are Snake Recon. So let's have a listen to it in context. All right, so normally I don't let it play this long, but the only reason I did it is because the mod wheel is increasing with every region that I have here. So, and as the mod wheel keeps going up, the revealed knob down here is going to rise up and it's going to cause more elements to, well, be revealed. And it makes this cool rhythmic sound grow and grow with intensity. I think it's a really great sound. The next one will be Engineering Chaos. You'll hear as we go through the modulation wheel, mod wheel is going higher, so the filter is going away. So as you could probably hear it, the filter is going away as the region goes here because the mod wheel is going up. Really cool stuff. So the next one's going to be Search and Filter. And like the others, the sound is getting bigger and more revealed as I raise the mod wheel. So next, Marauder's Code X. Let's skip ahead to the second half. Really cool. Next is one of my favorites, Specimen 23. Let's open it up. And I noticed, at least on my end, maybe my computer's just a little slow, If I have too many Guitar Odysseys open, it starts to look a little laggy, even though it still plays well. It's a really cool signature sound, for me at least in this case, and I'm probably gonna use it more for that type of deal. Something here that is cool though is that it sticks through the mix. And I like using the pitch bend with it because it really adds an element to it. It makes the specimen sound like it's yelling, it's screaming for something. It's really cool. Next, we have sweet keys. It's kind of like something that just grounds the track for me. To me, it works really well for that. I might, if I mess around with this track some more, I might add another layer to add a deeper tone to it. But right now, it does a good job. The next one is going off the rails. And I made a little bit of a change to this one. I added an amp in the effects tabs just so that way it had some more edge to it. Sorry about that. You're probably thinking, that sounds so nice. How does that fit into the second half of this track or in this track in general? So you don't really hear it through the mix. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want to hear it really in the mix as much. I want it in the background. And I've been learning something, at least with trailer music, that for me, it's great to have some elements higher, lower, in the middle that are further back. You don't hear them, but you feel them. And if you feel it in a way, then it makes the mix sound wider. It makes it sound deeper, to me at least. And that adds more depth to the mix to me. Um, I think it's a really cool idea to try. And it's not just like holding a note that's just gonna be like a drone. No, like something more arpy like this one. Let me just play it again. Yeah, something that has a type of plucky feel to it or something like that. It really adds a level that you don't notice until you really dissect the track. All right, last but not least, Xenonaut. It's probably one of my favorite names in this library. I love that there's a tab or a knob, I should say, called Anger. So it's in the second half and it's not too loud in the mix, but it really adds that extra edge. You hear it, you feel it. There's that edgy sound to it, but it's not too overpowering. It doesn't overpower the brass, it doesn't overpower the strings or anything, but you hear it, you feel it. You feel that edginess that's kind of pushing you a little bit, kind of making you uneasy, just as well as Specimen 23 is, but in a more backed up way. And I think it really adds a cool element. But yeah, that's it for how I used Guitar Odyssey in this track. And I just gotta say, this is insane. This is really good work, really good stuff. I was easily inspired by all these different sounds. And working on this was a blast. I wrote this in 2 hours, maybe three, and it was easy to do because the sounds were just there and I didn't have to mess around with it too much. I only added what, an amp and some pitch bend? They did a great job with the design on this. Hope you liked it. So, my final thoughts on Guitar Odyssey is that it is an odyssey, a real cinematic odyssey. So many great sounds, so many cinematic uses, trailers, probably every type of film you can think of. I can just keep going, honestly. I'm going to be using this a lot. This has so many different features, so many different tools, sounds that I'm not sure I'll ever get bored using it. This is going to be used in all the films I do. In some way, shape, or form. I'm going to try to use it in every trailer track I write. I'm going to use it in the game I'm currently on, Tactical Breach Wizards. Great work by these guys. I'm kind of surprised that I've never heard of Naroth Audio, and after using this, I'm going to be following them and checking out all the stuff they come out with in the future. Great work by them. Well worth the money. So yeah, that does it for this whole video. Please like and subscribe to the Sampleist, and please, by all means, comment below with any questions you may have about the library and such. And let me know what you think about Guitar Odyssey and how you use it, how you would use it, what's your favorite presets, how you would even write my composition differently with it, what you would think would work better with it from Guitar Odyssey and whatnot. By all means, I read the comments, I look at what the feedback is. So yeah, take care everybody, happy writing.